So, them trying to shut my utilities off in December would have resulted in my death. I have no place to go. Today we're having a warm up. It's 32 degrees, but it's been 10, 15 degrees. I would have frozen to death in my own house with my animals. And everyone in town would have been like, well, why doesn't he just get over it? All so they can protect their sheriff who fucking protects child killers. That's how this works. And people wonder, and I have to thank people in here because you guys saved my ass. I would be dead by now because I would have frozen to death in my own house, along with my animals. But I know I didn't die. And so I guess attempted murder doesn't matter, because they knew. They knew I didn't have money. They knew I had no place to go. So they were basically locking me someplace so I could freeze to death with my animals. That's how it fucking worked. Also, they could save their sheriff. I never asked for fucking Neil Gross, Shelby County Iowa Sheriff, to lie on that report. I never asked him to go on to KETV that day and get interviewed either. They asked him, just like they asked me in the same report. One explosion that levels the place is different than the facts of the matter. The first explosion happened. The owner, Dan, got out of the gas station, went back in the gas station, got his brother-in-law, and got them both out. But you want to know what it's okay about in Harlan? Fucking Neil saying, oh, it's not our job to count explosions, is all okay in town. You wonder who the people are who could sit back and let the fucking ashes of dead people fall on their roofs like what happened in Germany in World War II? Come to Harlan, because these motherfuckers are just like that. That's what they do. That's what they've done. I never asked Yamada to come over to my house. I never asked him to have that dumbass conversation for an hour and a half in my living room where I was sitting, and it's not like I filmed it in secret. He was sitting across my living room. I was sitting on a love seat, and there was a camera mounted to the wall right over my head, focused on the front door. Never asked him to go have that conversation, and it wasn't like he didn't know there was a camera right above my head. But what was he doing? And I can't release that because the people that I'm saying that have been attacking me, which live right next door, one of them works for the fucking neighbor. They're the same person who is with another person whose nephew to the ex-chief of police who is known as the biggest drug dealer in town. I didn't ask for his deputy to come over a few days later after I got all the cameras outside to drill me on exactly where those cameras were facing. Didn't ask for that. Certainly didn't ask for the bitch to come to my house that they were trying to set me up with a protection order, who gave me their phone number 4 times and demanded that I call them every single time they gave me their phone number. Didn't ask for any of that. Certainly didn't ask for people to come into my town, murder my best friend, post all kinds of live videos on my town about my town. Didn't ask for any of that shit. Didn't ask my fucking sheriff to send out a group email to those very people and me 6 months after the fact, telling them that they were all okay and I was out of my mind. It's not my fault. My sheriff protects child killers. Not my fault. And I had someone leave a fucking argument or a fucking comment on my videos this week. Oh, it's so much fun to watch. Oh my God, it's just so entertaining. Oh yeah. Murdered people, trafficked kids, fucking entertaining. Says a lot about you as a motherfucking person. When you're entertained by that, you've lost your humanity. Flat out. If you are entertained by fucking child killers and murderers, you have no humanity within you. And yet in town, these motherfuckers think they're going to be raptured any second because they're so much more superior to everyone around them. They'll defend fucking people who are defending child killers, but God loves them more than everyone else. And so someone just came in and said they were 8. I blocked them because that's the bullshit. That's the bullshit that's happening. The Slime King is now emailing me along with some Chris dude from Australia who is all over the place claiming that he's involved with 4chan. Yeah, and you're not accustomed to Aquino at all, right? You're not Aquino's butt boy. You're all part of 4chan, but you're not Aquino's butt boy. And they're all running together. My question this week for the Slime King was, when they made that weird ass video driving around in the desert being all cryptic, how many of those homeless camps did they visit? The likes of which Isaac Cappy was trying to expose the one on the Arizona border. Those are all emails. And my sheriff gets these emails, but my sheriff works with them. He helps them. And the town helps my sheriff. Had they shut my utilities down, I would have frozen to death in my own house, along with my animals. I have no place to go. I would have frozen to death. And they all know it. The utility company knows it. I've had energy assistance every year. They knew exactly what was going on. They did it intentionally, on purpose. But can I get anybody, any fucking investigators, anyone with any authority to even give a fuck? No. Because I guess child killers are the new fucking thing. Doesn't everybody love child killers? If you love child killers so much, fuck Neil, give them your kids since you love them so much. Since you want to protect the fucking child killers, give them your fucking kids. How's that? Or is it just they're great, child killers are great when they're after someone else's kids? Is that how this fucking works? I'm not entertained by this at all. I'm not entertained by it at all. I wasn't entertained when they murdered Isaac. I wasn't entertained when they murdered Owen. I haven't been entertained that they brag about it constantly. Oh, they'll brag about it, and then the minute you call them out, they backtrack. They backtrack. Well, you want to know what, Slime King? The one fucking thing you can't backtrack on are those fucking donations. Saying, oh, I talked about your furnishings in your house because of this. This is staged. Staged. Maybe I should put a goddamn trash bag. And their fucking arguments are childish. Are childish. I would have frozen to death in my own house had it not been for the compassion of strangers on here. That's how it worked. Nobody in town has given a shit about these child killers. When I talk about them murdering my friend, what I get is, why don't you just get over it? Why can't you just get over it? Why can't you just let it go? You know? But when it's them, they're the fucking biggest ass victims. They want everyone to care. And God loves child killers, right? Isn't that what Jesus Christ said on the Mount? Oh, we love child killers. If you have people that are killing children, protect them at all costs. Protect those child killers. That's what Jesus said, isn't it? That's what Jesus said. Protect the child killers. Glorify the fucking murderers. Glorify them. They're better than God. They're better than my father. Love child killers. Isn't that? I missed that sermon on the Mount. And yet, these motherfuckers around here think they're so superior, they're going to be fucking raptured any fucking second now. Because God loves child killers, and he definitely loves those who will protect child killers. Professor David, thank you. Someone gave me this for Christmas. Someone with incredibly good taste gave me a brand new bow tie. They know who they are. I won't say them out loud, but I appreciate it. Appreciated everything, you know? I do appreciate, because not everyone's like this. It's just that I live in a town where they're willing to defend the sheriff who protects fucking child killers. But I figured that they know about his meth operation, and so it's not really that he's protecting child killers. It's just that they have his fucking short hairs in their hands. They have his balls. And so he serves them because he's afraid of what will happen if he doesn't. And that's how this game works. But they knew. I live in a small town. You think my utilities department didn't know? They're after me constantly. Aren't you gonna get energy assistance? Aren't you gonna get energy assistance? But they know I'm getting donations. So it's all a setup. That's the reason why my fucking bill next month is almost $400. And it's just me, and my heat is set at 59. My air conditioner was set at 75. This is the shit that they're trying to do to me. And so I'm just, because Jesus Christ loves child killers. I hope they're preaching that. It's now Sunday. The church is going. I hope they fucking tell everybody how they're going to be raptured. Because Jesus loves people who protect fucking child killers. Loves people who protect child killers. Loves it. You're going to be raptured any second. You're so much superior than everyone else. You know, so much superior. And the people that are harassing me, fuck, they lost their kids to meth. I know all about their goddamn criminal records because I have Yamada in my living room on video telling me all about them. While he was trying to convince me that they weren't working with Doug Mesner, who told everyone that he works for the CIA. He's helping with the CIA. You know, I'm sick of people putting it off on me. How I'm dressed, how I respond. You want to know what? You're absolutely right. I should be all calm. I should be happy. You guys all fucking love child killers. They love child killers around here. You know? Terrorist attack. They blew up that Earling, Iowa gas station. I was getting threats all the way up to that. And it wasn't like I hadn't lived in Earling and had been going through hell for 3 years before. From these child killers who followed me from Washington. You know? But you're right. My emotional reaction to this of them just trying to murder me, because they just tried to kill me. I would have had no place to go. My animals and I would have frozen to death in my own house. But I should just be happy about it and just friendly and, oh, it was no big deal, you know? Christ's throne is one of justice and righteousness. That's the reason why when these assholes not only are they not going to get raptured, they're going to get claimed by the fucking dark. Because what Jesus Christ said about fucking child killers is it's better to tie a millstone around your throat and drown yourself than hurt a fucking child. And this is all in town. You think anybody in town even came up and has even asked to help? Has even expressed any concern? Not a fucking thing. Not a fucking thing. Because their little child killer protector sheriff was the basketball star and the football star and the track star in high school. Hasn't been in fucking high school for fucking decades. But hey, we live in a lawless time. And all of these motherfuckers who are going out of their way to protect fucking child killers, you're gonna get claimed and you're gonna have yourselves to blame. And there's gonna be no mercy. The same fucking amount of mercy that you wanna offer everyone else is gonna be offered to you. You won't find it so entertaining then. But I sure the fuck will. I'll find your fucking misery a pleasure. I don't like child killers. I don't like people who defend child killers. But I have a feeling that the Slime King dealing with that dude from Australia, I bet I know where that 9chan LLC came from. NEINCHAN LLC donated to me, but I sent all the money back. But it doesn't make any difference because it still came from a bank that can still be traced. Why do I have all these fucking Nazi child killers donating to me? Isn't it strange that they're donating to me? It's not strange at all. It's one setup after another. And this whole thing about them wanting to shut off my utilities in the middle of fucking winter would have killed me. So it basically was attempted murder. But nobody gives a shit around here. Oh, well, if you just shut up and let the fucking child killers be, you wouldn't have a problem now, would you? If you just shut up, let the fucking child killers be child killers. Child killers do what child killers do. Just let them go. Can't you get over it? Of course, it's not my fucking kids. I'd have a problem if it was my fucking kids, but it's all everybody else's kids. Fuck it, who cares? Isn't that how it works? Seems to me. Seems that's exactly how it works. You know? Dude. Some guy, let's say. I just saved that. Now I'm gonna. Oh, everyone should care about everyone. Yeah, I care about child killers. But fuck the kids. Fuck the people who have gotten murdered over this. You just want everyone to care about the fucking child killers. That's why you're in here. I bet you're part of the Dead Isaac Cappy Club. You know? Because all these child killers want to be respected. They want to be loved. They can't help themselves that they're child killers. You know? Can't help themselves that they're child killers. Constantly trying to set people up. The only reason why they haven't murdered me like they did Lori King and Lori King's husband and Isaac Cappy and Tracy Twyman is because it won't be that easy to fucking take me out, because it's not like people don't know who I am and what I'm doing. And it would cause way too many questions. So we'll do it passive aggressively. We'll shut his fucking utilities off in the middle of December and let him freeze to death in his house. That's how it works. That's how this works. That's how they just tried to do it. You know? Why can't I just get over it? You know, you're right. No, it ain't ever gonna happen. It ain't ever gonna happen. How many people could they have murdered with that gas station in Erlin? And I didn't ask KETV to come up and do the interviews. I didn't ask to be interviewed. They asked me. I certainly didn't ask my sheriff, Neil Gross, to be interviewed. I had nothing to do with that. I certainly had nothing to do with that bogus, bullshit official report that says that it was one explosion that leveled the place. How the fuck did Dan then get out of the gas station, then go back into the gas station, get his brother-in-law and get them both out into safety? If there was only one explosion and it leveled the place, how the fuck did that happen? And you want to know what? They interviewed Dan on that KETV report too. He was also on the news, unhurt. How did that happen? One gas station explosion leveled the place. He crawled out of the rubble, I guess, and then crawled back into the rubble to get his brother-in-law, who did get hurt. What do I need? I need fucking people to care, and I need this goddamn child trafficking ring to be exposed. And I need people to stop making excuses for it. I need people to stop being okay with fucking child killers. That's what I need. That's what I want for Christmas. I want this all fucking exposed and investigated and brought out into the fucking light. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I have been looking for since I fucking published a book in 2012. And I had a blog before then. That's all I've ever fucking wanted. But that's just too much to ask because we can't go after child killers. No! They're wonderful people who drive around in the fucking desert at night saying all kinds of weird shit, filming themselves and then posting it on YouTube. And that's when they're not coming into my town, posting YouTube videos of my town when they murder my best fucking friend. That's what ends up happening. But I'm supposed to just get the fuck over it. Harlan, Iowa. The gas station was in Erling, Iowa. Type in KETV.com, Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. I have no idea what I just walked into. Well, they just tried to murder me by trying to shut my utilities down, which is what the profile picture is in this video, to shut me up about child trafficking. And my sheriff, who's running a drug operation, that's why he's helping them. I don't think my sheriff really likes child killers, but they have his fucking balls in their hand. But it's okay to go after a victim. It's okay. Fuck, they don't give a shit about children. Why the fuck would they give a shit about a 58-year-old man who's trying to expose the shit? I've documented and recorded everything. Everything. It makes not a bit of fucking difference. Not a bit of fucking difference. They come into my house all the time. If you don't pay your bills, they cut you off. The $200 that they were charging me was just $200 I wasn't able to pay right away on that bill. It was from last motherfucking month, asshole. It's not like my bills aren't paid. But the child killers will be like, and you're not even supposed to shut people's utilities off in the winter. Isn't that illegal? So they can just do all kinds of illegal shit and nobody gives a fuck, you know? But it makes me wonder, since they're all after me, to go after energy assistance, how are they fucking the poor people in town? I bet there's something weird going on with all of that energy assistance that they bring in. You know? Thank you, Saki. I got this as a Christmas present. You know? You know what I've been doing this week? Working on a quilt. That's what I do. I'm working on a quilt. Dude, go fuck yourself. I like the tie. Thank you. I did too. It's like my favorite tie now. I was all excited. That and a knitted hat. And the knitted hat is amazing. It's just been, you know, just amazing. And I've been working on a quilt because really, what else can you do? And pray. Just let me point out, they failed again. They blew up that gas station. It didn't get me. When I was in Washington, all of those videos on that protection order that had everything to do with Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, who was telling me that I was going to go to jail and get raped and murdered, or I was going to go to a mental institution and be lobotomized, none of that happened either. Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, who's targeting your kids with all of this satanic after-school daycare bullshit that's going up all over the nation. That's how they're doing it. They're all working together. You know, these are the people that I've been trying to expose. You know, the Dead Isaac Cappy Club. The Dead Isaac Cappy Club, who for 4 years, the whole story was, oh, I was driving under an overpass, but I knew exactly what minute it was, even though there were no police presence, and I didn't know Isaac Cappy, but everyone I knew, including my wife, knew Isaac Cappy, but I didn't know Isaac Cappy, and now the story has changed. Now, he wasn't driving under an overpass. He was on the motherfucking bridge with Isaac, with the very dude who was posting live videos on YouTube when they murdered Owen. Same fucking dude. And Captain Underpants can say, I've never sent you an email. No, you haven't, dude. But I have a myriad of fucking voicemails you've left on my phone. And text messages with threats. You're right. I don't have your email. But I sure have you on my fucking phone. You know? Phoenix Enigma wasn't exposing shit about Isaac Cappy. He was covering it up. Oh, trust me. Free. I'm gonna be posting the video. It's just I have to be in front of a camera and play it all on my phone. But I have about 20 of them. So I'll just play one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. You guys can all listen to what I've been going through. It's a fucking hoot. It's hoot. It's a hoot. Child killers are a hoot. Them murdering my friend. Oh, what a hoot. You know? I just got here and I'm confused about what you're talking about. I'm battling child killers. They just tried to kill me by shutting off my utilities just a few days ago. I would have frozen to death in my house with my animals. And that's a hoot. You know? Someone left a message about how the Dead Isaac Cappy Club is just going crazy. Oh, it's fucking entertaining. Oh, yeah. It's entertaining, all right. It's fucking wonderfully entertaining. I bet those children getting raped and murdered find it fucking great! Let alone all the fucking people they've murdered to try and silence it. I bet they're fucking having a great time. Those kids that were at that camp, that homeless camp that Isaac was trying to think, that have fucking shackles on the trees, I bet they were fucking having a hoot being chained to a fucking tree and getting raped. I bet those children had a great time. It was fucking Disneyland. The humanity that is lacking in mankind fucking sucks. The fact that people get upset. What did my parents do? They took me to a goddamn fucking Hummel Park and made me be involved with fucking cutting the hearts out of kids. That's what my parents did. Fucking little part of their cult. Then I had to drink all the blood along with them, and then I got gang raped. It was a fucking hoot. Let me tell you, as a kid, it was a hoot. I hope you're all entertained. I paid my bills, dumbass. I paid my bills. This is all part of the Dead Isaac Cappy Club. The Dead Isaac Cappy Club, who want to excuse what the fuck is happening and try and make themselves out to be a fucking victim. It's real. I wrote a book about it. Got nominated for Book of the Year, as you can see. They just tried to kill me. They just tried to shut my fucking utilities off and freeze me to death. You know? That's what they fucking tried to do. And why? Because I'm trying to expose a group of fucking child killers. They're protecting fucking child killers. And you're right, I shouldn't be upset about it at all. Fuck, I should be entertained. Isn't that what all you are like? Not all of you. But, you know? The Slime King, the Dead Isaac Cappy Club, my sheriff, Neil Gross. Mention enough names for you? It's not like I'm talking about they, like I don't have a fucking clue. But I have to be careful because they fucking watch everything. 177. I know goddamn well the Slime King is on here waiting for me to say something so they can get my channel taken down. That's what it is. They murdered my best friend. My sheriff knew at the time. Didn't get involved until 6 months later, and what he did was send us all a group email telling them how they were all okay, talking about a picture that didn't matter with an account that I wasn't even bitching about. And so yeah, guarantee the book doesn't even have any words in it, just crazy QAnon Ranger. That's the reason why I got nominated for Book of the Year, because it doesn't have anything, you know? Ignorant idiot. Ignorant idiot. And they're so ignorant that they think everyone should fucking adhere to their ignorance. Because they're fucking dumbasses, everyone should make them feel good about it, you know? Oh, Jesus, they're just in here in mass. I've been trying to expose a child trafficking ring. This child trafficking ring murdered Isaac Cappy. That's why I call him the Dead Isaac Cappy Club. There's this cool thing called Google out there, you know? Or go to my blog. It's just my name, davidshurter.com. And I don't mean to be rude to those of you who are actually asking legitimate questions. But this morning I was laying in bed realizing that my animals would have died too. They just tried to fucking kill me. They knew I had no place to go, and they tried to shut my utilities off in the middle of fucking winter. To shut me up because they don't like the fact that the town doesn't like the fact that I'm exposing my sheriff, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross, and his captain, Chad Butler, because all they do is protect the fucking child killers. That's all they've done. They blew up a gas station. All the missing Native American women who have traced in across the country back to the Oregon state, and they're all in Oregon. Oh my God. This group is fucking in the Pacific Northwest like you cannot even begin to imagine. I didn't realize that until I lived in Algona, Washington for 4 years. You know? And of course, fuck, if you're a Native American, you don't count. Isn't that how it is? Well, fuck, if you're a kid, you don't count. You know, I am in Iowa. Native American kids disappear too. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. You're not offending me. People don't know what's going on in America anymore. Fuck, most of these people, they can't point out Australia on a map. They couldn't point out New Zealand. I doubt they could point Russia and China out on a map. So, you know, I have security. I have cameras. It doesn't stop them. It doesn't stop them. And when you have a police who are helping them, who am I going to turn to? And let me point out, the story in town is they disbanded the Harlan, Iowa Police Department because Derek Yamada had to deal with a child who committed suicide and he had a nervous breakdown. That's the reason why they disbanded the whole police station. Well, isn't that how it works? If you have a company and you have an employee that doesn't work, you just close the fucking place down. You close it down. If there's one employee that can't do his job, you don't go hire someone else. You just shut the whole fucking thing down. Isn't that how that's supposed to work? They didn't. They shut down the Harlan police station because they knew I had it all on video. They know I have Yamada talking shit in my living room for an hour and a half on video. They knew that I had his deputy who showed up and drilled me about the cameras that I put on the outside of my house on camera 3 or 4 days later. And the very idiot that I was saying was involved with attacking me, I have that on video, them showing up, giving me their phone number 4 times and demanding I call them, which I never did. You know? I can't post the video of Yamada. I can't. I'd get in so much trouble because he told me shit he should have never told me. I know all about the fucking meth heads right next to me. Because Yamada spent an hour and a half telling me their criminal records while he was trying to convince me that they couldn't possibly be working with Doug Mesner. And Doug Mesner couldn't possibly be working with the CIA, even though Shane Bugbee is another co-founder of the Satanic Temple. That's the reason why he left. Because Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, told him he was working with the CIA. So in order to convince me that they weren't part of the CIA, he told me their fucking criminal records, from when they were kids. I can never post that video. Never. And the reason why they got rid of him is because the town knows I have that all on video. That's the reason why they just tried to shut my utilities off and freeze me in my own fucking house. That's why. And it's all because I'm trying to expose this fucking child trafficking ring, and my sheriff wants to protect the fucking child killers. The only reason why I am alive is because of Jesus Christ. The only reason my utilities are on is because God and Jesus Christ worked a miracle through a bunch of you to save me. God worked through some of you to save me, and I can't tell you how grateful I am. I have light still, which means I still have heat. You know, you're right. When you're walking through hell, just think about flowers and butterflies and sunshine. That's what you're supposed to think about when you're walking through hell. Obviously, you've never been there. I laid in bed today feeling lucky that my animals were still alive and still cuddled up to me. I'm making a quilt for someone for the holidays. It's not like, that's what they're saying now. Pay your thing. The $200, I was 2 weeks late in that $200. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And they sent me, and you're not supposed to get a disconnect notice in the wintertime. I thought that was illegal. But hey, hey. But it's the Dead Eyes at Cappy Club in here who don't want the whole child trafficking shit. Slime King doesn't want the thing, and fuck, he doesn't seem to sleep. Not with the emails that fuck. The dude doesn't sleep. And the police have all of it. They've had all of it. See, I do that because there's no more plausible deniability. Not only do the police have it, but I have 3 lists of people that I send it to. So everyone sees that my police know everything. They know everything. There's no one who doesn't know. The cops do. The cops are protecting the fucking child killers. They are. They came in and murdered my friend Owen. They don't fight for me. Oh, fuck. And I believed Neil. For 3 years, I believed his fucking bullshit. He has that Boy Scout routine down to a fucking T. And it's all bullshit. He's a fucking drug dealer who protects fucking child killers. And his uncle is the prosecuting attorney. So it's a family affair. And it's a rich family. Well, yeah, if I was fucking dealing meth, I'd be rich too, I guess. When they can't change the story, they just stop saying it. See Israel. Exactly. Dude, I pray for all the children. I am right here, fighting for children. I'm not fucking praying for them. Your thoughts and prayers doesn't stop them from getting fucking raped. It doesn't stop them from getting murdered. Your thoughts and prayers only make you feel better. It doesn't do shit for them. So it's all fine to be thoughts and prayers. I gave you my thoughts and prayers. I spent a whole 10 seconds thinking about you. Oh, dear God, help them. Okay, I'm free. Now let's go spend the day. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of fucking people's excuses. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people telling me in town how I should just get over the fact that they came in and murdered my best friend. Sent me videos, fucking bragged about murdering my best friend. But I should just get the fuck over it. And they'll offer me their thoughts and prayers. Not everyone. Obviously not everyone. There were people who put their money where their mouth is. Had they not helped me out, I'd be frozen in my bed right now with my dead ass animals. Get off this app and go do something about it. I've read a book. I do these videos to expose this shit. But you're right. But let me ask you a question. What the fuck are you doing about it? What the fuck are you doing about it? You're on this app watching me, which makes you even less, because you're just watching me on this app. You don't give a shit. And I'm not saying this to everyone. I'm saying it to whoever left that comment. Jonathan. What the fuck are you doing about it, dude? Anything? The Dead Eyes at Cappy Club is on here all the time. No, Jonathan, you don't give a shit about child trafficking. You don't give a shit about people who have gotten murdered. You don't give a shit about the victims. That's obvious. You don't give a shit. You're not doing anything because you don't give a shit. The Dead Isaac Happy Club is on here because they want to make it all about me. They want to make it all about me. Dead kids, they don't matter. Abducted kids, they don't matter. People who have gotten murdered trying to expose this, they don't matter. What matters is because, yeah, like you know me, dude. I tell you what, there you go. I'm making this about me. They're after me. They murdered my friend. They've actually murdered Isaac, and he was my friend too. They've murdered people. They just tried to shut my utilities down to murder me. You're right. You know, I shouldn't have anything. The Dead Isaac Happy Club. The Slime King. My sheriff, Neil Gross. You know? But you guys come in here and don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about, and then you just run your mouths like you think your ignorance actually is so much more important than knowing the fucking truth. Because your ignorance, your opinions are what dictate your reality, isn't it? You know? I tell you what, I will chill out. Bye. Oh, Crime She. Hi, Daniel. Hi. I knew the Dead Isaac Happy Club was in here. You know, I knew the Dead Isaac Happy Club was in here. Hi. Can't help but expose yourself because you guys got to brag about everything. You can't do anything secretly. You got to let everyone know, which is why I want everyone to investigate your stupid asses, because you guys brag about it all the time. It won't be hard to figure out your shit. You can't keep your mouth shut for the lives of you. You know? You know, I'm not going to keep answering the same fucking questions. The Dead Isaac Cappy Club. Isaac Cappy was trying to expose all of the pedophilia that was going on in Hollywood, and they murdered him. The Dead Isaac Cappy Club. Oh my God, it's like I have a bunch of, and the sad part about it is that these dumbasses are just fucking stupid. They act like insolent fucking little kids, and they think that they're just all that. They say all the stupid shit when it's not weird ass sexual, and they're all on the shit with your kids. That's what you are. They're all on the shit with your kids. If you go look at Pootie Twang, Mr. Daniel, he's done videos where all he does is hang out with teens on those fucking gaming boards. That's how it's working. That's how they're doing it. You know? My power isn't getting cut off. Oh my God. They really are on here, and they all come on here. Fuck. The Slime King has people from Australia now coming at me. You know? My mic just got muted. What should we be doing realistically? I tell you what. Why don't you contact people and actually tell them that there's problems with child trafficking? You can bring up the Earling, Iowa gas station explosion. Bring up the Earling, Iowa gas station explosion that the official report doesn't match what was being said. Talk about the fact that there is problems with this whole satanic after-school daycare. The fact that everyone is behind them are fucking pedophiles. Some of them are convicted pedophiles. I don't have any thoughts on Jewish people. Oh, yeah. They're just dumbasses. And they're going to end up in the fucking dark. And hopefully they're just as entertained when they're in the dark. Because they just like to cause issues for people. You know? Anybody who wants to get a book, this is my book. You want to know what I'm talking about? This is the best way to do it. D. Shurter. That's my PayPal and my Venmo. Type in Satanic Temple After School Daycare. That's all you have to do. It's popping up all over the nation. You know? Oh, Daniel, I block you and then you just keep coming back under a new name. You know? And I'm just going to keep blocking you because you can't keep your stupid mouth shut. If you just sit back and listen, you might learn something, but you can't do that because you guys are too terrified you're going to be investigated. Or it could be Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants, who posted on YouTube that he was in Harlan at the same time Pootie Twang was posting videos all over of my town when my best friend was murdered. You know? Oh my God, you are gone. What has happened is that they've probably gone in and gotten their little group to come in here and actually argue. But their stupid shit is insults, you know? That's all they're able to do, and their insults are sad anyway, you know? Oh, Anwan, I know that you're fucking Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants, who has left me all kinds, and you obviously have an alcohol or drug problem, dude. Go get help. You know? People are seeing the light, Sarah. People are, notice how people are starting to fight back now. Funny how all of the evil shit that they thought they were going to cram down everyone's throats didn't happen. And now people are starting to fight back. They're trying to take a stand. Satanic Temple. It's not like it's hard to find. Or go to my blog, davidshurter.com. There's a search bar. All the shit that I'm talking about, go type in the search bar, the keywords that I'm bringing up. Shit will come up, you know? I've been at this for decades now. I'm not going to spoon feed everybody every time I do these lives. I would never get anything done. You know? It's bots. 186, it's them. It's all bots. It's all bots. I don't know who Gloria Masters is. You can all reach me at david@davidshurter.com. So if you have people that you think should interview me, reach out to them. Tell them who I am. If they want me, they'll ask, you know. But I did all of those interviews. I did the whole interview thing along with Fiona Barnett. We went all over and it got us nowhere but attacked. We got attacked. I don't know who Deez is either. I haven't done shit. Wagner says, David, we know what you've done. If I had done anything, you guys would have already come at me already. That's what it is. But you just talk about all this stupid shit that doesn't exist. That's the whole thing, you know? Oh my God, they're just in here. And you know that half of them have like 15 different accounts. They're all fake. You know, they're all fake. No, I did not steal the story that my book is based off of, dumbass. Obviously, you've never read my book. Huh? About my dog saving me and all of that? I, yeah, I stole it all. You know? The issue is that they have free Palestine. Amen to that. What's happening in Palestine is wrong. If he's a grifter, then don't give him anything. Go find something else to do with your time. That's exactly it. You know, that's exactly it. And what's happening in Palestine is wrong. And anybody who says that it's not wrong has lost their humanity. You know? And I bet you're part of the child trafficking ring. They all call me a grifter. They'll all call me names. They'll tell you whatever lie they think they can get. But you want to know what? They never deal with the facts. They won't say, no, he's lying about the gas station explosion in early in Iowa, and this is why. He's lying about the whole situation that happened with Isaac Cappy and the 4 years that preceded with that, and this is why. They never do any of that. They sit there and talk about my tie and make all kinds of shit. Palestine is not Israel. Yes, I've contacted everybody. The Attorney General in Iowa ain't gonna do shit. You know? It's not basic. All you have to do is go to my blog and see screenshots of their own shit. That's the whole thing. All you have to do is go see screenshots of their own shit. Federal. I've tried to contact everybody. You know? I'm not blinded by hate. What I'm blinded by, God doesn't appreciate child killers. You know what? God doesn't like child traffickers. They don't ever respond. When they were sending me pictures of kids in my email, and I finally got pissed off enough to call my sheriff, I called my sheriff and they sent me to an FBI satellite office that didn't exist. And they knew it didn't exist. They sent me to an FBI office in Council Bluffs and it didn't exist. You know? And so vengeance is God's. But that doesn't mean that when you know about fucking child killers doing their shit, you just sit on your ass and wait for fucking Jesus. You're supposed to actually stand up against evil. You're supposed to take a stand. Not sit on your ass and pray for Jesus to deal with it. That's what ends up happening. I'm going to church today. I'm not cursing Jesus. I'm not. I'm irritated. Just everything that has gone on has been really, really difficult. I have been exposing them. And God is the only reason why I'm still here. God is the only reason why I'm still here. God's the only reason I'm still here. All their shit has failed. They didn't even get my utilities shut off. They've tried to murder me. I do appreciate it, but it doesn't stop me. I'm not just going to stop. You know? I'm not just going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop trying to expose this group. I'm not. You're supposed to act against evil, not sit still. You know? The child killers would love it if I just shut up and shut down. They would love it. Fuck, they've been trying to get me to do that forever. You know? Child trafficking, that's what we're talking about. Oh, thank you, prisoner. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. I'm having to block more people than are actually talking in here because the trolls in here are just, you know, I remember the cop got in trouble. I won't read all that, but when I complained, I've complained. I've complained. What my sheriff does is go out and tell everybody that I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. That's what he does. He goes out and tries to tell everybody how I'm not standing with Israel. You know, I think it's time for a prayer. It'll get me into a better mood. So I'm going to pray. And then I'm probably going to end this because I have a quilt I want to finish and dealing with all of this stuff. But I did want to wear, because someone's going to see this. They're going to watch this and they're going to see I'm wearing my spiffy new bow tie that I just got. I would have the hat on, but, you know, keep doing the good work. Thank you, Sarah. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I can't stop. What kind of person would I be if I stopped? You know, knowing what I know, just letting kids just, oh, well, you know. Okay, let's pray. Heaven, Father, we come to you. My heart is heavy. As you can tell, I woke up stressed this morning, but then it's just been a constant fight. I hate to even look at my email half the time anymore because it's just constant threats and bullshit. And I am so tired of this child killing group. I cannot even begin to tell you. They brag about murdering people and nothing happens to them. They bragged about murdering my friend Owen, and not a fucking thing happened to him. Excuse my language. I probably shouldn't swear when I'm praying. But you know how I am beside myself. I am beside myself. They just tried to murder me by freezing me and my animals out. Over $200. It was only about a week and a half late. And that's the reason why my bills keep going up. As one person, you know that. How does one person get a $400 bill? Utility bill. When I've never had that kind of bill before and my heat is at 58. You know they're after me. They murdered Isaac because he tried to expose them. They murdered Tracy Twyman because she tried to expose him. There is a huge list of people. And all I ask is, I want justice. And I'm not willing to wait for the end. You know, I'm frustrated. But I'm sure glad that you sent your son to teach us the word. I'm not doing a very good job living it today because I'm so irritated. But we appreciate the fact that you sent your son to show us how to live the word. And I say these things in your son's name. Please help. I'm just begging. However way you can work your miracles. And I say these things in your son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. What difference does it make what the fuck I wear? who are you, the fashion police? You know? It's just bizarre. And Operation Lull. That's interesting. Are you a member of the Soprano family? My family was way worse than the Sopranos, dude. We were murdering fucking kids in Humboldt Park, slicing and dicing them till we cut out their heart. And then we drank their blood, and then I got gang raped afterwards. It was great, you know? Ever see shit like that on fucking Sopranos? They're just mad because they live in sweatpants with pockets. That's exactly it. You know? Saki, don't. You give me so much. I mean, you're a wonderful person. Do I look Latin? I'm so white I'm almost pink. Do I look like I'm Latin? This is the kind of shit I say that they just throw whatever they can. My 9-year-old son looks good in a bow tie, loves a bow tie. Yeah, kids love bow ties. I like bow ties. And I like to dress like this even when I'm in the house. I don't do it every day. Obviously, you've seen lives. I don't do this. But there are some days I just feel like I want to get dressed up. There are just days I want to feel like I want to wear a tie. Thank you, Virginia. God sees why you're so upset. It's righteous anger. My heart cries out because of what is happening to children. I'm willing to stand with you against this wickedness. Thank you. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stand against it. You know? And they want everybody to think that it's no big deal. That's what they want. Everyone to think. You know what? They'll tell you, pay your bills. You got your electricity. But you do realize that it's illegal to shut people's shit off that's federal. It's illegal. So I didn't pay $200, and a week and a half later, they're threatening to shut my shit off, which is illegal, by the way. But I'm the bad guy, and them trying to commit a crime, they're justified and okay. I was under the age of 10 when I was involved with the adults killing kids. Educate yourself and read my book, dumbass. You know? Beverly, I'm okay right now. You know? My utilities did fuck. I got stuff to where now I probably owe, when I get my Social Security check, it'll cost me about $350. You know? Good. They go the fuck away, Smoke. No. Oh my God. And that's the reason why dude, it's not theft of service. You can't shut, I know that because of energy assistance. You can't shut people's utilities off in the fucking wintertime. You know, they tried to actually freeze me out of my house to shut me up. That's the reason why they're on here posting all this stupid weird ass shit now. Because they want to distract from their crimes. They're child killers. And that's who I'm trying to expose, is a bunch of child killers. You know? There is no negotiating. There is no negotiating with them. The system does suck, Sarah. They're all for the money. They're all for the money. And if you think it's bad now, just wait. Just wait. January 20th, things are going to be with Elon Musk running everything. Shit, you think you're broke now. You think you're poor now? Elon Musk would probably light people on fire like they used to do in the old days, you know? And then they just call names. They just think that, oh, if I call you a name, no one's going to listen to you. Some anonymous dickhead online. They have more authority because they just say this shit. What are my thoughts on Trump? He's running his daddy's playbook. Because when I'm talking about the adults that were murdering fucking kids in Hummel Park, Fred Trump was right there. Mike Aquino was right there. Warren Buffett was right there. In Hummel Park, when I was a kid, they were involved with the child trafficking. They were involved with all the cocaine being flown in from the Contras. They were involved with all of it. And all the stuff that I just said is all shit I'm on record saying before. I'm not saying anything I haven't already said. You know? George Bush Sr., right there. Anton Scalia, one of the worst, meanest pedophiles I'd ever known in my life. You know? You seem like someone I want to grab a beer with. You know, I actually like to hang out with people, but I like to listen to people talk. You guys hear me talk because I do these videos. But generally, I would rather hear about other people's stuff because I'm always trying to just escape mine. Trying to just not think about anything else, you know? Yeah, I saw all these things with my own eyes. I was a kid. I wrote a book about it, you know? I wrote a book about it. I have a blog that I published since 2011. All I ever talk about is this stuff, you know? These people, they're all the same. They're two sides of the same coin. That's the reason why the Clintons and the Trumps were best friends. Because it's all the same shit. You know? Oh, I'm waiting for the last trumpet to sound. I love God, but sometimes I used to be on podcasts all the time, Rachel. I used to be on podcasts all the time. I went on the whole circuit with Fiona Barnett and trying exactly President Elon Musk. That's who we have now. But book sales, I will tell you that I got people to buy books. That's, you know, I don't make a lot on my book, but my publisher tells me that my book is remarkable because I published it in 2012 and I still make kind of a consistent, every 6 months I make anywhere from $20 to $60. And she said for a book that was published in 2012, that's amazing. And she can also see on Kindle what people read because if you read on Kindle, I get paid like a half a cent for each page read. And she said the difference between my book and most people's is that, oh no free Diddy bullshit in here. That's right. We, the people. God gave us the power, and there's way more of us than there is of them. And if they were wise, they would take people's reaction to that CEO murder more seriously than what they are. Because it wasn't about, the whole story wasn't about the dude who shot the CEO in the back. The real story is how everyone online responded to it. You know? Isn't it Jonathan Swift who said we need to eat the rich's babies? I think that's Jonathan Swift who said that, you know, I don't believe in the whole one. I don't believe in the rapture. And let me tell you, where I live, all these people think they're going to be raptured. And if they're the ones who get raptured, send me to fucking hell. Because I don't want to be in heaven with them. There is so much BS and lies on here. There is. Cody, I'm just telling you what I know. I'm just asking you to just go look at what I'm saying. Go to my blog, davidshurter.com. There's a search bar on the right side. Go down. Type in names. You'll find out stuff. You know? What would you propose as a solution to the rating-driven corporate media spewing biased information without impacting the First Amendment? Considering the fact that there is a supervolcano in Italy getting ready to explode, and we are being inundated by fucking solar flares. Let me point out to everybody, the Aurora Borealis, it's not normal for it to be seen in Texas. That's not a normal thing. Yeah, it's pretty lights and all, but it's not fucking normal. And it has a lot of problems with it. I think we are on the verge. I think the First Amendment is about ready to be the last thing people are going to be worried about. We've already almost had a Carrington event, 3 times? We have a Carrington event, it burns out the satellites and the power grids. The solar energy doesn't have any fucking thing to do about it. The sun is doing what it has done ever since. It's at a solar maximum. The Earth, the poles are getting ready to switch, so we have no magnetic field. Happened 180 times. This is basic science. If you fucking would have read a book when you were in school, you would know this stuff. But it doesn't come through the air. You can't get it through osmosis. You don't get intelligence through osmosis. You know? That's not how it works. If you put a book under your pillow and you sleep at night, you ain't gonna absorb all the information in that book. It doesn't work that way. You know? All the green lush under the ice. It's blooming now. It's beautiful. You know? Mankind, we all think that we can't be destroyed, that we can't be eradicated off the earth, even though the earth has a history. When a population overpopulates and the earth knocks it down to nothing. That's how it works. That's how it works. Oh, and let me point out, the avian flu has now gone to humans. That's how the real pandemics work. They don't come from labs. And we get hit with the real pandemic every 100 years. Look it up. So the real pandemic hasn't hit yet. The last real pandemic, Spanish flu, bubonic plague. Those are the real pandemics. Those are the pandemics that the earth gives us. And now with all the shit melting, all of the shit that was under that ice is now getting exposed. You know? All of the methane gas that was trapped in all of that ice is now no longer trapped in ice. You know? If you are for Trump and Elon, then you're not educated. That's just it. There's plenty of stuff out there about all of them. And they lie. They lie constantly. They just tried to starve millions of people at Christmas. But yeah, I'm sure they're fine people. And they all care about your ass. You know? They just tried to shut down the government and starve people. We don't have anybody. We don't have anybody. No one's going to save us. We're screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed no matter which way. What person on the planet do you think is going to save us? You know? What planet? That's why I have video after video telling you, fill your hearts with love. Repent, because the end is here. We're living it now. And no one is going to save you. No politician, no movie star, no music star. Taylor Swift isn't going to come save you. Trump isn't going to save you. Elon Musk. No one's going to save you. They're going to save you like everyone wants to fucking save the kids. I don't see them getting saved. Call the Ghostbusters. That's it. That's about it. Save yourself. Save your own souls. Just don't cross the streams. I love that movie. It's funny. And I actually like the one with the women too. I thought it was funny. You know? I thought it was funny. And the Hemseth brothers, I don't know how you say it. Boy, they sure are a pretty family. You know, only Jesus. Jesus, follow the word. The word will save you. And that's it. That's it. You know? Unfortunately, all the dead volcanoes are coming back to life. The end days. Never been this bad before, will never be this bad again. We're at the end days. And the rich billionaires don't give a fuck about us poor people. They would rather us just die. They just don't give it. Do you think Elon Musk sits up at night worried about you having fucking food on your table? Shit, they don't want to feed kids in school. They don't give a shit about you. And you're running around. If any of us went to fucking the doors of Mar-a-Lago, do you think they'd let you in? But he's for the people, right? You know? The problem with sticking your head in the sand is when you do that, you automatically stick your ass in the air. And you can't see behind you because your head is in the sand. So when they come like this, and it's always what they want to fucking do, you're not going to see the fist that comes up your ass until their fingers are wiggling in your intestines. That's how it works. No politician gives a fuck about us. They care about themselves, their money, and their power. That's what they care about. Just like they said in the end. They don't give a shit about any of us. The only time they care about you is when they need your vote. But when they get your vote, you don't matter to them at all. Trump did not do great. Trump added 25% of the trillions of dollars. 25%, and they're getting ready to do it again. You know? Pretty harsh with no lube. That's it. And no kiss afterwards. You know? Mitch they're all worms. They're all just, I can't stand to watch politicians. Republican or Democrat. You know? Republican or Democrat. And I so believe in term limits. Fuck this, keeping them in power for the rest of their lives, and that includes the Supreme Court. You know? That's the Supreme Court. Where does that money actually go? I don't know. Maybe it goes into the rocket ships that all those rich people are flying up to go spend 9 seconds in space. You know? That's where the money goes. Whatever fucking little whim they have. You know? Where does the money go? I don't know. How much do you think it cost to make a fucking gold toilet? Make a toilet where you take a shit but have it made out of gold. That's a worthwhile thing, isn't it? You know? Money went to monkeys snorting cocaine. You know, that's the whole thing about it, too. They can say whatever they want, but now Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying the same thing that now Matt Gaetz has just said, that they're going to just drop they're going to expose all of them for being the whole thing about it is what Matt Gaetz, who I'm not a fan of, obviously, or Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think she's an idiot, but they're talking about, oh, well, we'll just start talking about everybody's crimes. Maybe they're talking about the cocaine-fueled orgies that Madison Cawthorn talked about before they got rid of their golden boy a month and a half after he said that. You know? The problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene is that they have everything that she says out. She talks about Jewish space lasers. Well, they're not Jewish, but there's lasers in space. All you have to do is go type in ESPR, Department of Defense, directed energy weapons, lasers in space. And there's on YouTube. He did a press conference on it. I didn't like Camilla. I didn't like Harris. She creeped me out. She did. But I hated Biden because Biden is part of the Clintons. And so they're all the same thing. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about rich and the poor. It's about class. That's what it's about. It's about class. And it's the rich people who are in charge of the fucking child trafficking, the murdering bullshit. Because who do you think can fucking hide a goddamn gas station? They blew that gas station up in Earling, Iowa. Who can make that go away? Who? Obviously, there were 2 explosions. It was reported on. Who cares about Clinton's emails? And the Comet Pizza, it's all being run it was all done by Michael Aquino. Took a lot of money to actually make that gas station explosion go away, I would assume. Where's Epstein's black book? Notice how nobody who was in that book got busted. Just the same fucking thing as what's going to happen with P. Diddy. P. Diddy is going to go to jail, but all the people that were using him aren't going to go to jail. And if you think there aren't more P. Diddy's and Jeffrey Epstein's out there, then you need to pull your head out of your ass. Diddy's tapes are being held. Right. Why not let P. Diddy out? Give him the same goddamn deal they gave Epstein. Oh, you can be in jail for a year, but you can come and go as you please. That's what Epstein got. That's the deal that Epstein got. That's the deal. You think any of you facing anything? Shit, you write a bad check and they're going to stick your ass in jail for 20 years and you ain't going to fucking leave. Of course Maxwell is alive. They would have said, but she's fucking scared. No, notice how she doesn't say shit. She's afraid. I didn't know that J-Lo developed Google Pictures. I didn't know that. He got work release. How many people do you know go to jail and get work release going to jail? But he was a billionaire. They let Diddy have a laptop. Fuck it. I'm surprised they're not letting him do concerts. I'm surprised. And what they're not dealing with is all the child trafficking. They're not dealing with the child trafficking. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. When they talk about Jeffrey Epstein, you would think that all of the trafficked people were all adults. And there were no boys. At least with P. Diddy, now there's boys. At least now, finally, they're talking about boys because they, How dare USPS strike around Christmas? Are they on strike? I didn't hear that. I live in Iowa. I'm about 40 miles outside of Omaha. Wow, I didn't know. I didn't know. But their working environment sucks. Are you sure that it's USPS and not Amazon? Because I think it was Amazon that was striking. Or UPS. One of those. Oh, yeah. It's been weeks for packages. I had someone send me a package and it took 3 weeks to get here. I don't know anything. I really don't know anything about Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, other than the fights that I've had to deal with him. I don't know anything about him. I don't. They go into every aspect of my life. They obsessively try to fuck me in any possible way they can. In the last week, just like that. But I don't follow their shit. I don't know anything about their families. I don't know anything. All I know, I don't have to, because they seek me out. That's how I know about their shit, because they seek me out and make my life fucking a misery. Pootie Twang sought me out. Slime King sought me out. Lucian Greaves sought me out. All of them sought me out, not the other way around. They don't have me on their voicemails leaving one message, because I've never called them. But I probably have 25. Oh, they're obsessed. They wake up in the morning thinking about me. They think about me all goddamn day. And then they email me throughout the whole night. So they obviously don't sleep. You know? The Slime King is upset because now he admitted that they've been in my house, which I've been saying. But the thing that has him distressed is that someone was actually donating to me and I knew that it was not right. And I would be willing to bet that Australian dude is part of Neen Chan LLC. And that's the problem that they have. Because now there's a paper trail. That's the reason why I encouraged it. And it had only gone on from September. September is when it started. And I needed them to establish a paper trail. You want to know the cool thing about PayPal? You can't put money in there just by imagining and thinking about it. It has to come from a bank. That was my whole point. Because now there's an undeniable paper trail. Don't give them your mental energy. I know that it's easy for me to say. You know, usually I don't. When I'm sewing and stuff, you know, when I'm sewing and stuff, I'm not thinking about them at all. You know, Latin. A lot of the scientific words are Latin. And I try not to give them my mental energy. When I come on here and I'm having to deal with them in the chat and deal with all of this stuff, then I get upset. But now the numbers are a little bit normal. When it's 200, 300, that's them. It's all bots. It's all them. It's all fake accounts. It's them. You know? Oh, yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about. Lucian Greaves' wannabe girlfriend, you mean? Supposed to be for survivors, but can't get her tongue up Lucian Greaves' ass far enough. But she's for the fucking victims and survivors. Yeah. Yeah. You know? Lucian Greaves sends his little Satanic Temple people in. That's how I knew that Lucian Greaves was involved with QAnon. Because, and I realized that when someone from QAnon convinced that dude that there were demons in his children, and convinced him that his children had demons in him, and he took his kids to Mexico and harpooned them to death. He murdered his own children with a harpoon because people on QAnon convinced him to do that. Minions into Neil Brick's SMART conference in Connecticut. It's SMART. And so, Geo, go fuck yourself. So Lucian Greaves was sending his minions into the SMART conference who were befriending these women, most of whom had multiple personality disorder, which is now called dissociative identity disorder, and they were making friends with them. So these women would leave the conference and go home, and then all of a sudden would get invited to all of these secret Facebook groups. And they would love bomb these women. They would send them cards, tell them how great they were, send them stuffed animals, just wonderful, until it turned. Then they started to convince these women that some of their parts, some of their personalities were demons. And the only way to deal with those were these women were supposed to kill themselves. And some of them did. Some of them followed through. They go after people who have disabilities all the time. They come after me, and I'm disabled with complex PTSD. And you can see, just go to my blog, read the screenshots, and you can see what they do to me. They go after people who they feel are disabled and try and push them over the edge. That's what this group has a history of doing. Lucian Greaves is just the front. He was Michael Aquino's mouthpiece. Because Michael Aquino, I don't know, murdering kids when I was under the age of 10, fucking in Hummel Park, with that group that were devil worshiping and slicing and dicing kids. Maybe that's what it was for. Or maybe it was because of the MK Ultra bullshit that they were pulling on me off at Air Force Base. Maybe that's why I have complex PTSD. Maybe I should just be a normal person. I should be able to sit around and watch fucking kids. Maybe it was the dude they made me light on fire when I was 10. Maybe that did it. Or maybe I should just be okay with all of it. You know? I shouldn't have gotten PTSD. Fuck, as a 10-year-old under the age of 10, I should have had my shit together and been able to deal with it with no problems. Sorry, I just wasn't able to do it. As a kid going through that, it kind of fucked me up. You know? I was they just tested me constantly. That's how when I was in 5th grade, they pulled me in with my parents and told my dad there was nothing they could do for me. And my dad instantaneously got mad. And they told him in 5th grade, I had an upper graduate reading level. There was nothing they could do for me. You know? I was with my parents. I could have gone when they made me light that dude on fire. When I was 13, I was having a psychotic break. It took that long for me to have a fucking psychotic break. I just tried to kill myself over and over and over again. Then I attacked my nephew, tried to kill myself that night at the same time. So when the police came, because I had attacked my nephew, the ambulance came for me. What ended up happening was that the police got a hold of the Minnesota courts, and the Minnesota courts ordered child services into my dad's house because they knew something was wrong. Of course, I wasn't talking, you know? Then I tried to commit suicide, and they locked me up for 5 months because I was telling everybody I needed to be murdered because I was going to be the vessel for the Antichrist, which is what they taught me. Yes, it's for real. Wrote a book. Have a blog. You know? It's all real. It's the same shit I've been talking about for fucking decades. You know? I've been hit 11 times by speeding cars. Donna, God is watching out over you, which obviously means you have some reason to be here. You know, that's what I find. And there are many targeted individuals. I never got away. Never got away. I lived with my dad till I was 18. So I listened to him and my stepmother constantly trying to convince me to kill myself while they were fucking abducting kids. You know, because they were still killing kids. What saved me was when I was 18, 19 years old, my mom got sick and I ended up going to take care of my mom. That's what saved me. But even then, I went to go take care of my mom in Omaha and I found myself in the whole throes of Franklin and all of the bullshit in Franklin. So I never got away. I'm not away now. They just tried to fucking kill me by shutting my utilities off just a couple days ago to shut me up. They wanted to turn me away from God as far as they possibly could. Bob Shurter, Robert Lynn Shurter Jr. was my dad. I have some trauma issues and get defensive sometimes. That's part of PTSD. And what you see a lot of times on here, that's the reason why they pull their bullshit. Because they're trying to trigger me because they know that I have complex PTSD. And they know I get irritated by it. They know that I get irritated. There were no tunnels. There was no need for tunnels. It was all hidden in the gay lifestyle. They were in the gay bars. They were filming snuff films in the Hollywood in the basement. And when all of that stuff came out, you know what Omaha did? They ripped the Hollywood bar down and put a city parking garage on top of it. But then their chief of police, Robert Wadman, had a 15-year-old girl pregnant. Alicia Owen was the whole key to all of it, which is why they surrounded her. You know, it's been going on for a long time, more than decades and decades. I don't know Midnight Productions BS, but just by the name, I would look at it. I'm just telling you, I don't know anything about it, but I would be suspicious. But they were doing it in the gay lifestyle. Do you know that Sam Soda, the one that that Noreen Gosh said, oh, this Sam Soda dude was the one who was involved with abducting my child, which I don't believe Noreen Gosh at all. But you know Sam Soda worked right across the street from Omaha Police Station? If you go watch my video on this station, a walking tour through pedophile Omaha, you'll see all of it. I go through all of it. I walk through the whole thing and explain where everything was and where it was happening. You know? Franklin was decades ago, but Franklin was the precursor to Epstein. Epstein is a precursor to Diddy. It's all the same thing. And those are the ones we know about. There are plenty that we don't. The Abercrombie and Finch dude, you know? Everybody in Arizona knows. Yeah. Arizona is where they fucking murdered Isaac Cappy. I know a bunch of you are from Lincoln. I think I just need to come to Lincoln and have everyone come out to eat and meet everybody. I would love to meet people. But again, I'm also afraid. You know, I'm not afraid. I wouldn't say that I'm afraid, but I have to be cautious. You know, and I'm probably overly cautious with people. You know, because I've had to be, you know, but I'm telling you, I can get the funds. I want to invite people and I want to go to that Brazilian steakhouse. I want to go to that Brazilian steakhouse so bad. And I had people donate so that I could go there, but I ended up not going there because it's not something you want to go eat at alone. I don't want to go gorge myself on meat all by myself at a table all by myself while everyone looks at me. I was subjected to horrific situations when I was 17 to 21. It's warped my development as a man. I'm so sorry, Simon. And it does. It does. I've been a gay guy all my life, and yet my oldest sister always contended that had I not gone through the abuse that I went through, I would be married with kids. Because nobody believes I'm gay. A lot of times out here, I have to convince people that I'm gay because they're like, you don't act gay. You know, bring your ass to South Florida. Florida is kind of scary. I love the Keys, though. Loved South Beach, but that was a long time ago. That was when South Beach was the gay mecca. I don't know if it still is. But I love the Keys. I love the fact that you can't kill a chicken. And they have all of these chickens. The fact that our election was between two of the most worthless people I've ever seen in my life says a lot about America. Because Trump is a piece of shit. But I didn't like Camilla either. I don't even know if I'm saying her. You hear it so many times. Pronounced incorrectly. Harris. I always called her Harris, you know? I have heard many times I don't come off as gay. I'm really not either. I've been celibate for what? Since I've gotten divorced, so what? 14 years? You know? I'm nothing now. We'll never get naked and jiggy with anybody, so it doesn't make any difference. You know? I don't ever want anybody to see me naked. Ugh. I don't want to see myself naked, you know? But I will tell you at 58 years old, especially with it being around Christmas, I miss the fact that I had kids. You came in at the wrong time, my friend. I will never let anybody see me naked. The most that you see is when I'm in the bathtub, and all you see is the top part. And I don't even like that. I just know that the Dead Eyes Happy Club hates those bathtub videos. So those every time I get in the bath. Well, not every time, but a lot of times I get in the bath. I do a bathtub because I know it pisses them off so bad. Oh, I don't want an amazing man. I don't want anybody amazing. Amazing friends. But really, when it comes down to it, my preference, even when I was young, was straight men and lesbians because they never wanted to have sex with me, and they stayed friends. You know, it's nice to see you retain your sense of humor. You can't get through it without a sense of humor. You really can't. You know, and some introspective. I've had too much therapy not to have introspection. And I'm the easiest person to laugh at in my life. I know my shit, and my shit is ridiculous a lot of times. I mean, I just am not the sharpest tool in the shed sometimes. And so pray for children on December 25th. Amen to that, because it's a bad, bad time. They do all of their weird ass shit. Starts on the 23rd. 23rd, 24th, 25th. Goes all the way to New Year's. You want to know the worst? The worst time for kids is not Halloween, it's Easter. That's the worst time. The undying love of an ultra feminine trans woman would nourish your soul. And even though I don't understand the whole trans stuff, and I don't even want to pretend that I do. It's people's individual choices. And so I've not lived their lives. And so I try not, it's the same thing that, you know, I'm bright enough to write a book and survive. I'm actually writing 2 more books. I'm in the process of writing 2 more books. January 25th and January 7th. I love interesting people too. Not trans. Oh, okay. Trad. Oh, is it traditional? Thank you. I don't know. Obviously it's a gay guy. I've had women friends, but in my life, not counting the Dead Eyes at Cabby Club or Lucian Greaves, I've actually had 8 stalkers. And I mean stalkers. Stop. In every way you can possibly. And a lot of them were women. That's the reason why I pray for those children every day. I will say that that's what keeps me going with all of this, is the kids. You know, and I do want to apologize. Not the last live, but the live before. I was going to pray and I didn't. But that's because I started talking about kids in a way that made me start to bawl. And I didn't want to bawl. I don't want to bawl on these because the fucking Dead Eyes at Campy Club, all those dumbasses, they fucking watch all this shit. And I don't want them jacking off while I'm crying because that's the kind of weird shit they obviously do. You know? They banned me on TikTok. I have a TikTok account, but it has, 80 followers now? They don't want answers. They don't want answers. And genocide is supposed to be okay. Child killers. I live in small town Iowa, and they're all for the sheriff who's protecting fucking child killers. They came in and blew up the Early Iowa gas station explosion. Had it gone the way they wanted, a bunch of people would have died. But who does my sheriff feel needs protecting? The goddamn child killers who put the fucking bomb in the thing in the first place. You know? The child killers. That's who they protect. Fuck the kids. Literally and figuratively, I guess. You know? I don't want to go. I've started not thinking about that, and I don't want to think about it. Gang stalking Israel. They break into my house. Fuck, they live right next door to me. You know? And they dance around like fucking baboons in heat. They want me to know. They went out of their way so that I knew. Shit, no more than a month or 2 ago, one of them came out and stood right outside my fucking house, trying to get me to engage with them. So I walked out go to my mailbox because I figured, what the fuck? Looked at me standing in front of my house saying, I just wanted to get some sun. I told him it's a free world and walked back into my house, you know? Because they love protection orders. Ooh, they love those protection orders. They will go out of their way to break into your house. They'll fuck with you. They'll hurt your animals. And the minute you call them out, they're the victims. And then they get the protection order out on you. The idiot that I have on video giving me their phone number 4 times, who lives with a person who's directly connected to the ex-chief of police of Harlan, who was known as the biggest drug dealer in town, also lives right next door to my sister in Erlin, 15 minutes away. And do you know what he's involved with? He went to jail for manufacturing child porn. But they're the ones that everyone needs to respect and listen to. The ones who have a criminal record. I don't have a criminal record, but they're better, you know? And they're all convicted meth heads, and they lost their fucking kids due to drugs. But they are more They're a more valuable person in this society here than I am. Just saying. But the same people who think that fucking child killers are great are the same motherfuckers who think they're going to be raptured any second now. Dude, your kids shouldn't be doing drugs. Your dog shouldn't be doing drugs. You do know that you're admitting to crimes here, right? You do know that. Saying that your kids are doing drugs and they love drugs and you're feeding your animals drugs, yeah, well, dude, not the brightest. Not the brightest. But fuck, who cares? You're a goddamn fucking child killer. Fuck, why don't you say that you're doing drugs while you're fucking kids? You know? With that said, I gotta get off here. David at davidshurter.com. And since there are several of you who are in Lincoln, I might end up, I don't know. It'd be nice to have a whole group of people just show up to eat. Do it in Omaha, you know? I haven't been to Lincoln in years. Oh my God, years and years and years and years and years. I hardly ever go on. I haven't been on LinkedIn in years. You know? I haven't been in Lincoln, but the person that I'm getting to help me manage I would be bereft to say, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share. And if you find a way to expose some of these fucking child killers, please do. You know? Please do. I'm trying not to swear. I have done a really bad job of it today, I know. It's because I'm on here, and when I'm on here, I mean, yes, you guys are here, but it's just a chat. So it's still I'm in here, you know. But I'm almost 2 hours, but now I'm kind of liking it because there's only normal people in here now. You know, when it goes up to 190, 200 people, that's them. You know, that's them. And I like swearing personally. They say that it comes from intelligence. My mom always said if you had to swear, it showed a lack of vocabulary. And I have a great vocabulary, but I do swear. Fuck. I swear a lot sometimes. My mom hated the word fuck. And so I used to tease her all the time. Fuck, Mom. What the fuck do you have against fucking fuck? Fuck, 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 fuck. And she would just rip her hair out. I love my mom. My dad destroyed my mom. Of course, murdering David, her firstborn son, did a lot. You know, did a lot. Destroyed her. Destroyed her. My mom didn't deal with the cult thing, and she did not deal well with them murdering my older brother. I'm a preschool teacher. I really let loose in the evenings. Oh my God, if I was a teacher. Thank you for the bow. I got this bow tie as a Christmas present. And it actually is, I'll get up close because it is like one of my favorite bow ties. Isn't this pretty? It's a nice bow tie. I really, really, really like it. That's why I put a bow tie on, because I just got it yesterday and thought, you know, I feel like wearing this bow tie. I don't know I haven't been wearing bow ties. I've been wearing flannel shirts. I have a lot of flannel, and it's cold here, you know. It's a gay tie. I like it, you know. I like it. I'm gonna keep dressed like this all day today. I'm gonna sew like this. Makes me feel, I like to look dapper, you know. It's like my grandfather, Shurter. He was a really good guy, which I don't understand why he was in this family. It was my grandmother Shurter's family that was all involved with the cult shit. And but with that said, I'm going to get off here. Guys, thank you so much. I did calm down. It just took me, an hour and a half. I was just laying in bed this morning thinking, had they gotten their way, they would have all my animals and myself would have been frozen to death in my house. Because it's been 10 degrees here lately. 10, 15, I think 15 was the high yesterday. And obviously my house had been cold. I had no place to go. I will catch all of you on the flip side. I'll be on here before Christmas. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas. And we're supposed to say Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays for those of you who do not celebrate Christmas. I personally celebrate Christmas. Jesus Christ is an incredibly important aspect in my life. And so, of course, I'm going to say Merry Christmas. Because Jesus Christ is a huge part of my life. Couldn't have gotten where I am now had Jesus Christ not come and told us how to live the word. And so fill your hearts with love. I'll just end with that. Fill your hearts with love. Many of you on here, now that there's only 15, it's all the regulars. And I'm just telling you something you guys already do. Because most of you are incredibly loving, very intelligent. Jesus Christ is my nigga. Yeah, I don't usually use that word. But it's funny. Because, my homie. How's that? He's my homie. More than my homie. Just more than my homie. I couldn't have made it in my life without Jesus Christ. Just saying. And most of the survivors that I have met that have actually gotten to be, who have gotten on the way to health, gotten the way on the health, the way they got there is because they started to embrace the word and the teachings of Jesus Christ. That's just how it works. I think atheists spend way too much time denying a God that they're more focused on than most Christians are. It doesn't make sense to me. Christ is the only way. Yes, that's personally what I believe. Jesus Christ is the only way, taught the word. But I don't have any problems with Muslims either. Just like I don't have any problems with Buddhists. If you have your heart filled with love, what difference does it make? Jesus Christ didn't tell everybody to worship him. Jesus Christ didn't worship Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ wasn't a Christian. Fill your heart with love. That's the whole thing. Fill your heart with love. Be a good person and care about each other. That's the whole point of it. That's what we're called to do. And so, but just because you're Muslim, I don't believe in genocide. I don't believe in genocide for anybody. Murder is bad. No matter what it is, murder is bad. There's a whole reason why it's the 5th commandment. Thou shalt not kill. There's a reason why it's in there. And so, anyway, Christ told me to evangelize. God has me here because I end up talking about God a lot. I do. And I think that's the whole reason why God has me on this front still. Because I will never stop. I have some friends who are Muslim. We just don't get into a conversation about religion. Just don't. And I'm not going to argue about it. I don't feel like it needs to be an argument. Proud Muslim revert from England. We will talk about that because what's happening in Palestine, what's happening, what they're doing in Ukraine, what they're doing in the Congo, what they're doing on so many places is so wrong. Again, it's about it's class. It's not even religion. Oh, Gov, I'm just getting ready to stop, and now you're coming on. But I can't keep up this on because people won't watch it. And I end up having to watch these things, and I don't want to sit here and listen to myself for 2 hours. I have been streaming. If you go back, you'll realize that the first hour and a half was completely unpleasant. At least it was unpleasant for me, you know? I tell you what, I'll stay on here for just a few more minutes. How about I go to 2 hours and 15 minutes? 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't want to go much longer because I end up having to listen to these because I like to listen to what I said. But I'll stay on here for a little bit, just for a few minutes. That way you can actually, you know. I would like to tell people when I would come on and have a set time that I would come on. But see, Ash, you're irritating me, and you're just not gonna dominate the conversation saying the same shit over and over and over. Lesbians are my type, and straight men. I love straight men because they don't want to have sex with me. They just want to talk and be friends. I love that. I haven't had a lot of women try to convert me. And I don't like that. I don't want to be converted to anything. And Merry Christmas, Gov. I love lesbians. When I was in college, I hung out with this group of lesbians. And one day they were just trashing gay guys. Just trashing gay guys. Just how they hate them and blah, 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 blah. And so in the conversation, I piped up and was just like, dude, you know that I'm gay, right? And they were like, yeah, but you don't act gay. You don't act gay. And so, you know, and unfortunately, Gov, I'm gonna have to cut you off here soon. I just got a notice. I have 10% of battery left. And so, I love lesbians and I love straight dudes. Obviously not to have sex. I just like to hang out with them because I don't want to, the trashy ones that treat women like dirt and all of that. I'm not all into that, obviously. But there are a lot of interesting people out there. A lot of interesting people. I get a lot of interesting people here. Gov. I mean, I could go through a whole list of you guys in here. And Jeff, come back, please. It's not always like this. The last one I had, I basically didn't talk about much of anything, but it was such a nice live. This one I was pissed off because they tried to shut my electricity down. And when I laid in bed this morning and realized they would have murdered my animals, we all would have frozen to death. I decided I wanted to put on my bow tie, my new bow tie, and come on here. I just think that tearing down all the forests and doing all of that shit is probably not in our best interest. You know? It's probably not in our best interest. Shit in your bed and then go sleep in it and see how well that works for you. It's kind of the same thing, isn't it? You know? It's just, that's the way it works. It doesn't make much sense, you know? Maybe we should learn how to appreciate stuff and stop trying to control it, you know? I don't play like that either. I don't, trust me, there's no shitting in my bed. If it is, there's something seriously wrong and it needs to be rectified immediately. But I'm just saying, you know, oh, I don't have a litter box. Yeah, they try to control others because they feel out of control. Actually, I need to shave. I didn't shave today. And my chin has been white since in my 20s. I've never had color to my chin. It's Train Spotting was nasty. It was one of those movies that kind of traumatized me. The movie that traumatized me the most was Fargo, though. Someone drugged me, a group of us, to Fargo, and we were in the movie theater. And when they let that woman out of the trunk and she was in her robe and a bag over her head and she was running into trees, everyone started laughing and it went downhill from there for me. And then when we got outside of the movie theater, my friend looked at me and said, wasn't that one of the best movies you've ever seen? And by the end of that movie, I was so fucking triggered, I had a meltdown in the parking lot of the movie theater. People were coming out of the movie theater and listening to us because I was yelling. Let me come into your house while you're in the shower and kidnap you and put a bag over your head. And then I'll drive you 2 hours in the freezing cold while you're in a trunk. And then I'll let you out of that trunk and you can run into trees and let's see how hard you're laughing. Let's just see how hard you're laughing. You know? And Fargo was around the same time as Train Spotting. I've never seen Requiem for a Dream, but now you're comparing it, Gov. I ain't gonna go watch it because I don't like movies like that. I have too much empathy, and I just had a fit. I had a fit. Torture movies are always default by the worst. Everyone went on and on and on about that Hostel movie, and then Hostel was on like a normal, like it was on like CBS or ABC, and I thought, okay, well, everyone's talking about this movie, so I'll watch it because how bad can it be? It's made for just normal television. I don't know what they cut out of that. I don't even want to know because it was just like my childhood, except that it was adults, not kids. And, oh my God. Requiem for a Dream is a Journey of Drug Abusers. That's the depressing one. I've heard about that one. That's the depressing one. It's a really depressing movie. I've never seen it, you know? I don't like torture, obviously. Watch Hostel, they said. I just watched Exorcist for the first time a year ago, and I just didn't get it. I don't understand why people were so afraid of that movie. I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever watched. I thought it was stupid. It doesn't work that way. Possession does not work that way. How many people have you seen like that? Never. And it was dumb. It was dumb. That's the movie that had the whole nation afraid. It was so stupid and gross. When she peed on the floor, I was mortified. It was disgusting. You know, it was just dumb. And I don't want to get off here, Gov, because now you're on here. Next, in 5 minutes, Cognitive will jump on here. That's how it'll happen, you know? You're not bothering. You never bother anybody, Gov. Everybody likes it when you come in here. And they cloned Tyrone. By the way, I recommend Sorry to Bother You. Okay, I might watch it. Sorry to bother you. I'm glad you guys caught the live. Gov is one of those people who I would love to just go eat with. God only knows we would be there for hours because the conversation would just go all over. I love it when I'm with people and the conversation goes everywhere, you know, everywhere. I just think that's great. I am going to go down. Bengal spice tea. I'm going to go down and make myself a cup of Bengal spice tea. And we have honey, Smitty's honey that's local here. And I get that because I have allergies, terrible allergies, and the honey actually helps. And it's wild what is out there for those with eyes to see. Yeah. My faith has been tested, and I have a feeling it's going to be tested more. You know, but there are people on here who actually came forward and helped me out with that utility bill. And I just thank you. You were a miracle. You were a miracle. And all of you who ordered books, I sent them all out, you know. And I sent everyone a tracking. So if you ordered a book but you haven't received a tracking, would you please just tell me you haven't received a tracking, because I think I got tracking for everyone. Just let me know. And so, but I sent them all out. I actually need to order more myself now. I think I have 4 books left, so I'm going to end up having to order more. But they're like over $10. And shipping, because you don't get free shipping when you order those books. As a seller, you don't get free shipping. Amazon charges you shipping for that crap. And so, it's always something. But at least I'm not sitting here freezing with my lights off. Amen to that, you know? All right, I'll go to 2:30. I'll give it another 20, well, it's 2:17 now. My math skills. I'll go for another 13 minutes. Harvey Dent proved that utility bills are not bills. They're charging me. There's no way that my bills can be $400 a month. It's just me. When I moved in 4 years ago, I put in a brand spanking new high efficiency furnace, high efficiency water heater, and a high efficiency air conditioner. But I have a feeling that they want to shut me up. The whole town wants to shut me up. They don't want me to talk about that. No, it's not. I'm sure it's not the same Harvey Dent from Batman. Harvey Dent is not Two-Face from Batman. Just FYI. I was going to say, it's not. No. But they're trying to shut me up in the worst ways. They are. They're trying to shut me up. Just to protect their child killing operation. That's what it is. Their Nazi child killing operation. Like the one they busted a year ago last September in New York City, the FBI did. Type in The Guardian, global satanic Nazi pedo ring, and the article will come up. And California has bad stuff. Okay, this is all I'm going to say. I live in a tiny house. Cost me $60,000 when I bought the house. There's a family of 4 that's right in my neighborhood. We started talking about it. A family of 4 for them, their utility bill is $200 a month. And mine is now almost $400. You know? Yeah, I bought a little house. It was God was answering a prayer, because by that time I was desperate to get out of Erlin. I was desperate to get out of Erlin. Erland was the worst place I've ever lived in my entire life, and that's saying something compared to what I went through in Algona, Washington. But there's no way my utility bills. And they'll say, well, if you paid your bills, they wouldn't have shut you down. Well, I was only a week and a half from that bill. I paid some of it. I just didn't have the extra $230 they wanted right then. And right after that, I got a disconnect notice to shut me off the next day. And I found it in my yard. They didn't even knock on my door, ring my doorbell, anything, and I'd been home all day. You know? I got to get off here, though, because now I have 3%. This phone is going to give up any minute now. So I won't even make it to 230. I just got a thing saying I have 3% battery. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. You guys, I feel so much better. I feel so much better. Gov, it's been, I just hope sometime you can make it through Omaha. And have a great Sunday. I will be on before Christmas, but for those of you, have a very Merry Christmas or a happy holiday. Happy Kwanzaa, if that's what you're into, or, Hanukkah or whatever. Fill your hearts with love. That's what I hope for everyone this season, is that everyone has a moment where their hearts are filled with love. And Free, it was wonderful. Let me know. David at davidshurter.com. That's probably the easiest way to reach me. I do have Gmail accounts, but I always have a question. So, all right. My phone is blanking at me. I got to get off here. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. You guys helped out a lot. I feel so much better now that I've ranted. So, thank you.